Assalamu alaikum and welcome back. And thank you for joining Shaded's Ramadan series where we're taking the beautiful lessons from Surah Yusuf alayhi salam. Today is lesson 21, which is going to talk about the importance of gratitude. And subhanAllah, gratitude is like Iman. Iman is through the heart, on the tongue, and acted upon with the limbs. And the same thing is with gratitude. We feel it in the heart, we utter it on the tongue, and we act it out with our limbs. Subhanallah, once Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anh, the commander of the faithful, heard a man making an unusual supplication. The man was saying, "My Lord, make me from the few," which led Umar radiallahu anh to address this and ask him why he was making a supplication that he himself had never heard from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The man responded to this by quoting the verse from the Quran, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Only a few of my servants are truly grateful," explaining that he wanted to be from this minority of grateful servants. Then Umar radiallahu anh began to weep, and he said, "Everyone is more knowledgeable than you, O Umar." A similar verse is found in Surah Yusuf, when Yusuf alayhi salam is addressing the companions of the prison in verse 38. However, most people are ungrateful. Subhanallah, on the Day of Judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala categorizes me and you through those that are grateful and those that are ungrateful. And those that are ungrateful are usually people that don't recognize blessings. They don't think these come from Allah. They come from their own doing. They're not satisfied or content. They're always looking out, never looking in. But those that are grateful, they see the goodness in every aspect. And subhanAllah, this is the case of a true believer. The reality is that we have been blessed with so much that although it is almost impossible to be grateful for every single thing that we have, we as human beings should make a solid effort to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as much as we can and make an effort, because majority are not making enough effort to thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The concept of shukr, gratitude, is an important one, and without it we are but aimless individuals who don't appreciate the blessings that we're given often. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not in need of thanking us. If we think that Allah needs to thank us, we're completely wrong. But subhanallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that if you are thankful, I will certainly give you more. Which shows us the fact that the only one that really benefits from being thankful and showing gratitude to Allah is us. When we thank Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us more. So whether it's being grateful for the food that we eat, or the comfort that we enjoy, or the family that we have surrounding us, it is important to display this whenever and however we can. It was in fact Prophet Nuh alayhi salam who said to Allah, "How can I be grateful when just the ability to be grateful is another blessing to you?" Subhanallah, isn't that a blessing in itself? To recognize the favors of Allah and thank Him for it? That Allah inspired me and you to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for something. And this is what Nuh alayhi salam meant when he was saying that thanking Allah was a blessing in itself. So there are different forms of gratitude, and the first of which originates from the heart. In other words, the lowest level of shukr is to at least acknowledge the blessing in your heart and be content with it. You have to recognize it. You have to emotionally recognize that this is something that you have to be grateful for. The next level of shukr is through the tongue, where one verbalizes that gratitude and praises the one deserving of it. So not only are we required to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and recognize that blessing, but we are also to thank those that benefit us. As we heard the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, that not one of us truly thanks Allah until we thank others. So we definitely get the delivery of Allah's help through others. So we have to thank others. And our tongue is the next level of shukr. And an example of this is to constantly thank Allah and thank others and saying Alhamdulillah for all that we have. The highest form of shukr is through one's limbs, by which a servant is grateful through their actions. We have to show gratitude as well. It's not enough to only internalize it and verbalize it, but we have to act upon it. For us to reflect in their limbs what they feel in their heart, and then they utter this on their tongue, is gratitude in the highest degree. So from this we understand that if Allah has given us wealth, then we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by spending it in a way that's pleasing to Him, and we don't spend it excessively, just misusing it. And if He blessed it gave us that blessing, we also do things that He loves us to do with it, like giving it to others and helping others as we are meant to help ourselves and help our families. If we are blessed with health, we are to utilize the health in a way to please Him, to serve ourselves and to serve others. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to even serve Him by fulfilling our obligations to Him in the best abilities that we have while we have it. And if we are given time, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses us with time, then we utilize it wisely. Each passing minute is a minute lost and never returned to us again. So time is one of the most valuable blessings that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us. So let us utilize it in a way that's pleasing to Allah and benefiting us and all others. And ultimately, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed us with life, then the best way of being grateful for this is to make sure that we use it and draw nearer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with every single breath. Isn't Allah the one who's blessing us with this life? Isn't Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the one who's blessing us with this time? Isn't it Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that's blessing us with knowledge, health, or wealth? So then we have to turn to Allah, thanking Him, being humbled and happy that He blessed us with it, and to utilize it in a way that's pleasing to Him. So from the moment we wake up in the morning, we should be in a state of gratitude and not waste any opportunity that comes our way in showing it. After all, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, we will recompense those who are grateful. Allah is not in need of you. He will just increase you by your thanks. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us of those few servants who are grateful and appreciative of everything that we have. Please stay tuned and follow Shaded for more lessons from Surah Yusuf alayhi salam. Jazakumullah khair for your time, and I hope that you have a blessed day.